I overcame a 12K loss and a health scare in the first 5 days of 2026. The value you're going to get from this video is realizing that whatever challenge you have in front of you right now, you can overcome it. My name is Lee. I go by Lee, Leezy the Gifted, whatever. And I grew my music coaching business from $25,000 in credit card debt to $20,000 a month, teaching recording artists how to produce their own songs. I doubled my business the next year. 2025, I started a business called Music Money Mastery, helping producers and music coaches get premium clients online, scaled that from 0 to 25K a month in 4 months. Now, what I do is I'm actually niched down and only working with music coaches. So if you're a music production coach, you're a vocal coach, you teach piano, guitar, cello, violin, bass, drums, whatever it is. If you want to teach music online, I'm the guy to help you do that. Okay. So this video is going to be more inspiration and more storytelling, not really as much training. I've got tons of videos, training, value, stuff like that. But if you're going through a challenge right now and you feel like, man, back's against the wall, and you know you're going to get through it, but it's like, it's just tough. This is going to be a great video for you. So I'll tell you first about the 12K loss first, and then I'll tell you about the health scare. So basically, I'm in the state of California of the United States, and I was ignorant and stupid, not paying state taxes. And I started my LLC in 2019. And I hadn't really made any money 2019, 2020, 2021. I kind of made some in 2022, but not really. So it didn't really matter. It didn't matter. But anyway, basically what ended up happening was I wanted to open up a savings account, a new one for my business. And it was asking me for something called a certificate of good standing in the state of California. And I opened my LLC using this thing called LegalZoom. Don't recommend that. I recommend you use an accountant. But anyway, I used LegalZoom way back in 2019. And it's just so funny. I tried to open up this savings account. They asked for the certificate of good standing. And I was like, okay, I'm going to look through my little LegalZoom. And I couldn't find it. And I was like, man, what the heck is going on? And anyway, it turns out that my LLC had been suspended by the Franchise Tax Board. And I looked into it more and I was like, oh, this is kind of bad. And so basically, to make a long story short, I ended up taking care of it. I found an accounting firm sort of local to me in California. They helped me out. They hooked me up. It was great. They were awesome. But I ended up having to pay the total to California, where I had to pay the taxes, penalties, and fees, and then I also had to pay the accounting firm. And in total, it was about $12,000. And I found out about it, and it was just pretty much like within the span of a couple of days, I found out about all of that. And I was like, damn, dude. And so that was tough to pay out. I mean, it was $11,680. It's about $12,000. All pretty much in, it wasn't one payment. It was like I paid the accounting firm a couple of things, and then I did the California thing. But overall, I used my credit card, and then I had to pay off the credit card right away, which it was all about one payment. Now, luckily, last year, I did pretty good in business. I started Music Money Mastery, and I did pretty good, and I was saving. So I had money saved, so I was able to do it. But it was tough, bro. It was tough. Now, the other thing I had to deal with was this health scare. And back in 2023, I had contracted a infection in my blood called ITP. Don't know what it stands for. Don't really quite understand it, but I'll kind of quick explain it to you. Basically, there's these things in your blood called platelets. It's part of your blood, your red blood cells. Platelets are essentially when you get like a cut or a bruise or whatever, your platelets come to the rescue to repair you. So I guess a normal human being's platelets are usually around 140,000 to 400,000. That's like normal platelet count. Well, back in November 2023, I had this really big health scare, and my platelets went down to 2,000, which is critical. And basically, it was so bad that like the doctors were like, "Hey, God forbid if you had needed surgery, we wouldn't have been able to operate on you. You would have died. If you had gotten like a bad head injury or car accident, you would have died 100% because the internal bleeding, your platelets wouldn't have come to rescue. You would have died." So I was hospitalized in 2023, in November of 2023 for 5 days. And actually, I have a video on my Instagram. I'm sorry, a video here on my YouTube channel called 23K in 3 weeks, ... WTF. And literally, I did my first $20,000 month in November 2023, and I was in the hospital for 5 of those days. So you can tell more about this. You can go watch more of that. But what happened recently here in 2026 was I was starting to get like really bad muscle fever. Like, when you get the flu and your muscles are just achy? So that was happening to me, right? I got sick, just like the flu. Like, it could have been the new COVID thing or whatever. But yeah, I got sick for like a week, got over it. But then for the last like 4 months, at least once per week, sorry, not once per week, not once per week, once a month for like a week, for the last 4 months in a row, I've just had this insanely bad muscle fever from literal head, like the top of my head. I could feel the muscle aching all the way down to my toes, like head to toe, whole body. And it was really bad. And, people were telling me it's delayed onset muscle soreness. You need more electrolytes. You need more iron. And I tried all those things and nothing worked. But my wife, Erica, who's the most intelligent person I know, said, you should get your blood taken. Because she knew about, obviously she knows about my medical history. So I was like, good point. So I go to get my blood taken, and my platelets dropped down to 19,000. Now, not as bad as the 2,000 from November, but the normal amount is 140,000 to 400,000. So platelets being at 19,000 is of concern. So the doctors hit me up. They're like, hey, we got to put you back on prednisone, which is a steroid, and you need to get your blood taken once a week until this blows over. Now, when I found out about this, I was very disappointed because prednisone is a drug that I've taken before when I was a kid. And it kind of sucks to take prednisone because it messes up your appetite. Basically what it does is it makes you never satiated. Like, you're always hungry, you have cravings. It can mess up your sleep, and it can put you in mood swings. Prednisone can really negatively affect your life. So from January 1st to January 5th, I found out about both of these things. The California thing and the platelets. Both within 5 days. This sucked, but I remember reading in a book that I'm reading. I read a book every day called Growing Each Day by Rabbi Abraham Twersky. It's a Jewish daily word. And I remember reading a page in there, and basically the lesson was, God will never give you a challenge that you can't overcome. God will never give you a challenge that you cannot overcome. And even though, I've literally never had to go through so much challenges like that in such a short amount of time. Like, that was the biggest financial, for up to this point, that's the biggest financial loss that I've had to take. Like that. And then the health scare, like, obviously that wasn't the worst health scare, but it was like, man, like, just to get that again. So guess what happened? I paid California and I recovered, right? I signed a bunch of clients not long after that. In terms of the blood counts, I've been taking the prednisone and my platelets are going back up and everything's been fine. And I haven't had any mess ups with my sleep, no mood swings, Cravings, maybe a little, but nothing too crazy. I've actually been really, really dialed in with my macronutrients, and I'm on a training program right now with a coach. So I'm solid. I'm set. Like, I'm good. And business is back on track, and I'm good. So I just want you to know, I want to make this video for you. Like, kind of wasn't that easy for me to share this. And honestly, if I had asked anybody, hey, do you think I should, like, I didn't ask anybody, like, do you think I should share about this stuff? Like, I didn't ask anybody if they thought it was a good idea, because I know everybody close to me would tell me, don't share that. Like, that's a little private, don't you think? But I just decided to pull up the camera and share it with you, because I'm really driven by my mission. I'm really driven by my mission to help expert musicians build a profitable business online so that you can have the life of freedom that honestly that I have, where I wake up every day at 5 a.m. and I wake up and I spring out of bed. I spring out of bed hyped, excited for my life, because I look at my calendar and I go, damn, I'm excited. And I've been living like this for a couple years now, and I want to help you get there. That's why I pivoted from teaching recording artists how to produce music to teaching expert musicians how to build coaching businesses, because I'm more mission driven by this. So I wanted to make this video for you so that you could get value out of this. And today, if you're going on a walk, maybe you're walking your dog, or maybe you're driving, or maybe you're at the gym on the treadmill right now, or you're just somewhere where you need this message, I wanted to make this for you. I don't get paid anything for this video. I'm cranking out a new YouTube video a day for 60 days right now. Today would be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Today would be the 9th day. So I'm just doing this because I want to, obviously, yes, I want to get clients, but I also am doing this just out of the love for the game and the mission. So hope you got value out of this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.